Hello from Florida State, and welcome back to another episode of CCI In Action. I am your host, Bretania Forbes, and today I am here with a very special guest. Today we have Ren. Ren, tell me a little bit about yourself, or I'm sorry. How are you today, first and foremost?
Hi, I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm pretty good, thank you. So tell me a little bit about what you do.
So I'm the Assistant Director of Design and New Technologies here at the Innovation Hub. And mostly what I do is manage the technology, and I also manage projects and special projects for students and staff or faculty.
Okay, nice. So can you tell me a little bit about what the role of the faculty is here at Innovation Hub? How do you guys interact with students? What kind of things do you kind of push?
So with the structure of the Innovation Hub, we strive for it to be a flat structure. So we're all working together. But of course, we do have the director of the Innovation Hub, which is Ken Baldoff.
Right.
And then we have operations director, which is Layla Gabrazzi. And then we have our new, I'm not sure what her official title is, but it's more towards education programming.
Okay.
And that's ISI. And myself with Design and New Technologies. And then with the Digital Fabrication Lab, we have Eric Adams.
Okay. So could you tell us a little bit about what kind of future technologies or initiatives are going to be coming to the Innovation Hub in the next few years?
We're trying to hammer out which direction we're going with virtual reality and augmented reality. And now there are some larger big picture items for FSU that are being handled, above my pay grade, with relationships with companies like Leap Motion, which is augmented reality.
Right.
And then we would personally be looking at virtual reality systems where we can purchase those new systems and then implement them here.
Okay. Is that more for like entertainment, or do you think that it would be something that students could use for projects or
So it'll be both.
Okay.
We're hoping that we can work out with ISI on board, looking towards more educational workshop type of scenarios with development in assets for virtual reality and scene development and things of that nature, but also being able to have systems that can run higher end virtual reality experiences.
Okay, awesome. So could you tell me a little bit about how the hub aims to promote collaboration between students?
Sure. So what we like to do is try to build a community of innovation, right? So we're trying to forge relationships with student groups, right, and other larger entities on campus, and then have those entities bring representation here within the Innovation Hub, and then schedule programming around that. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And a lot of those programs are open to, not just like tech students, IT and computer science, right? They're open to all majors and
correct,
all ages and all that.
Correct. Okay. And so we're trying to reach out to everyone.
Right.
And even institutions beyond FSU itself.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like that's something that a lot of people don't really know, is that the hub is not just for like communication students and
absolutely.
tech students.
But we are limited in scope as far as our directive is to serve FSU students,
right,
undergraduate students, but we also support graduate students and faculty and staff.
Yeah.
But our focus is mainly on the FSU student.
Okay. So can you give me an example of maybe some kind of collaborative effort or any kind of collaborations that have happened because of the Innovation Hub, something that maybe the Hub has spearheaded in the past? Or
Sure. We're actually looking to work on a project with Nancy DeGrummond. Recently, she came in to look at developing a site model for her museum in Italy. And so we're trying to work on how that might look and how that might be transferred and how we're going to develop the students in order to build that project.
Okay. And I know you mentioned before that the hub kind of aims to, get involvement with student clubs and, things outside of the major. So what does the hub do to try to connect students with resources outside of the university? Is there anything like, trying to help students get jobs or placing them in certain programs that maybe would be beneficial to the things that they're learning here?
So we try to develop workshops and presentations and things that bring people outside in, and then students can interface with them and build those connections themselves.
Okay.
Right? So we don't have any programs right now that reach out for students.
Right.
So we're, as an entity of the Innovation Hub, we're trying to develop things here and the culture here of innovation, so that when students come here, they can find resources, at least maybe even some kind of bridges across outside of the university.
Okay, nice. So I guess we're going to start wrapping up. Is there anything that you want to tell students or anybody who's listening about the hub that we haven't covered here, or anything about like your position, what you want students to know, when they come inside? Or
I think when you think about innovation itself, I think you should look at yourself and think about how you want to see yourself innovating with technology. So don't come here expecting us to do a lot of that work. Right? You got to be willing to make it on your own as well.
Yeah.
So, let's do it together.
Yeah.
But remember, we have to service a lot more people than just each student.
Makes sense. That's great. I like that. Okay, so thank you for chatting with me, Ren.
Certainly.
I am very glad to have heard some information that I didn't really know about before. So I think that's very informative. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we're going to sign off today. This was another episode of CCI in Action. This is Bretania Forbes signing out. Have a great day, everybody.